everybody's beat that horse. It's a dead horse in regards to recapping the Bills and Chiefs. So I wanted to do something different, right? I wanted to have a big picture conversation and ultimately what are the ramifications for the Bills beating the Chiefs in the regular season once again, man. So here we go, right here, man. Bills Chief recap, the aftermath, man. So Rod, what is your biggest takeaway from Bills Chiefs fucking V10 or how many goddamn games these guys have played up until this point, bro?
You know,
It was
the funny thing about these two teams, Herbie, is that they have effectively, and for those of us who grew up or were old enough to have watched the Peyton Manning, Tom Brady clashes in the AFC, these two have effectively taken that spot, right? The Bills and Chiefs has become basically a yearly tradition at this point, right? Just because of how the NFL scheduling is set up. And I'll say this, Herbie. Look, we've seen the Bills do this, right? We have seen the Bills beat the Chiefs in the regular season. So the big picture takeaway that I have from this game is Buffalo fans, Buffalo Bills organization, Josh Allen, whoever wants to listen, it's now or never. It's now or never. And I know it's not technically never, right? There's always next year. But isn't that what y'all said last year? And isn't that what y'all said the year before that? And the year before that, there's always next year. I take you guys back to a Hall of Fame quarterback who went to a Super Bowl his second year and said, "Oh, we'll be back," after he lost to the 49ers. That was Dan Marino. And we never got back. We haven't been back since. So, Herbie, I think there's something to be said about taking advantage of what you have at play. And what I mean by that is, Herbie, it's not even just the Chiefs, right? You've already beaten the Chiefs. You basically have the head-to-head edge over them when it comes to seeding at the end of the season. But Herbie, the AFC right now is literally up for grabs. When you consider the fact that you have a Baltimore Ravens team that, while it is not inconceivable that they could climb their way back and make a playoff run, Herbie, I mean, how much does it take out of you to do something like that? And can you really be effective come playoff time, having to fight your way all the way back when you've dug such a hole, right? So the Ravens have a lot going on for them. You have a Chiefs team that they're always gonna garner that championship respect, especially considering they're coming off of 3 Super Bowls, Herbie. But clearly, out of all the iterations of the Chiefs teams, this is the one that could be had for sure. You look at the rest of the AFC, Herbie. All the other blooming teams are teams with young quarterbacks, teams with young cores. When you look at the Broncos, you look at the New England Patriots, you have a team that just recently was looking like a juggernaut, but they came back down to earth a bit, the Indianapolis Colts. Now, let's be honest. If the Colts and the Bills meet in the playoffs, I would assume that more people would give the edge to Buffalo than they would to the Colts, despite how dominant the Colts have been for most of the season, because we know what Josh Allen, we know what James Cook, we know what the Bills defense bring to the table. And look, Herbie, in this game, I will say the Bills impressed me in this game because considering how hot Patrick Mahomes was coming into this game, for the Buffalo Bills to hold him to a 32.5 drop back success rate, which is his worst ever in a regular season, and you could see it in the game, like Buffalo's defense threw the kitchen sink at him. And I think that's where sometimes Buffalo gets a bit of a disadvantage, Herbie. And I say that because now you already threw the kitchen sink at the Chiefs defensively. What are you gonna have left when you guys meet in the playoffs? Right. And that's just something for me that I'm wondering for myself. But ultimately, Herbie, for the Buffalo Bills, it is now or never. The AFC is in a position to where there's really no other team that is truly vying to be that dominant at the top. And this is the moment, Herbie. This is the season where if the Bills meet the Chiefs in the playoffs, they got to take care of business, right? It's now or never. What are you gonna say? It's, oh, we'll just get them next year again? Nah, man, it's now or never, man.
no, it's absolutely now and over, right? And like at some point you got to get the monkey off your back, right? Like we seen it with the Patriots, we seen it with Tom Brady, and we seen it with Peyton Manning, right? It's funny, right? It's funny how generations repeat themselves. Like there's always gonna be those generations, and there's always gonna be that quarterback versus that team, or that team versus that quarterback, right? The '90s, you had it with the Cowboys and Steve Young, where he had to get that monkey off his back because he couldn't ultimately beat the Cowboys. Same thing with the Patriots and Peyton Manning. We seen Peyton Manning lose repeatedly until he actually overcame it in 2006,
Right.
right? Like, when is it going to happen for the Bills? I'm tired of this, right? Like, I'm tired of this. This is deja vu all over again. It's just deja vu, right? Like, even when they won, it was an incredible win. I felt empty watching it because I'm like, okay,
We've
what y'all
seen
gonna
it.
do? We seen it. Like, I see one team doing everything they can to win the regular season and throwing the entire kitchen sink, using all of their plays, using all of their whatever they could come up with, right? And then I see another team in the past, because it might be different this year, we don't know, but in the past, say, okay, that's what they're gonna do. Let's game plan for this because we're playing a different sport. You guys are playing for the regular season. We're playing just to make it to the playoffs. We're not the same. And you understand that. It's completely different when you're a team that's only playing to make it to the playoffs.
Right.
You're not using all of your plays. You're not throwing everything out there. You're not putting everything on film. You feel me? You have different wrinkles. You make adjustments to the adjustments. So every time that the Bills beat the Chiefs, it actually hurts the Bills because all that does is give Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, freaking Steve Spagnuolo time to understand what they're going to do and build a game plan around that in the playoffs. We've seen that several times. So if y'all don't win this year, when will y'all ever win? Like, listen, y'all lost in 13 seconds, bro. Like,
Well, what I was thinking, Herbie, was there's two likely scenarios that could happen for the Bills this season for this to work. The first is that they get lucky and somebody else knocks the Chiefs off, right?
right.
Because the NFL is one of those sports where the most unlikely team can beat a great team in the playoffs. We've seen it time and time again. The other scenario too, Herbie, when you consider it for people who aren't like hip to the playoff picture right now, if you look at the playoff picture right now, the Chiefs are not in.
Yeah, they're not
Now,
in.
we know come the end of the season, these boys are going to be in, right? But there's a strong chance that my boys, the Broncos, Bo and them boys, like I called it before the season, it's a strong chance them boys take the division, right? I feel strongly about them continuing to do what they're doing. So there is a chance, Herbie, depending on how things shake out in the AFC, that the Bills get the Chiefs round one and they get a chance, like instead of just waiting into the divisional or instead of just waiting until the AFC Championship for that inevitable meeting, they can get that shit out the way or off the rip. So if I'm the Bills, and honestly, if I'm a Bills fan, which man, God, to even say those words just like almost made my spirit jump out of my
No,
body.
I can see it. I can see it. I can see your
But
skin crawl, fam.
if I'm a fan of that team, I almost kind of want to get the Chiefs in the wild card. Let's get this over with, right? And in that case, you will likely have home field advantage. So I don't know. I don't know,
Okay.
Herbie.
All right. Before we get about here and transition over, I want to say this though. There is an opportunity that the Patriots, I mean not the Patriots, freaking Patriots I'm on now, freaking AFC East goddamn podcast. I'm sorry. There is an opportunity for the Chiefs to be a eighth seed or seventh seed in the playoffs. But when you are the Chiefs and you've won every single way, you've won on the road, you've won at home,
I think
you've
they have a
won.
better a road record than home record, Herbie, in the playoffs.
It doesn't matter, right? Like it doesn't matter because sometimes, and it might be different because they got their ass beat so thoroughly in the Super Bowl. You have to see that team that you are deep down kind of nervous. You have to see them become mortal, and then you can actually say, "Man, I seen what the Eagles did. We could beat them. Like
Right.
they're not the bully, right? Like, but when somebody beats you so many times, all it takes is one bad snap, one bad rush, and then the world, you're like, oh, here we go again.
Snowball effect,
Woe
bro.
is me. It's a snowball effect, right? And that happens every single time, right? Like the Bills were up double digits in the playoffs last year, and they lost.
Yep.
I don't know how, but they lost, right? Like
Yep.
it is gonna be interesting to see if these guys can finally get over that hump. And I'm super interested in finding that out, man.